This is Sonia Schreier-Norris, Project Coordinator for Ploud at the Library of Michigan. Thank you for joining me for a short Ploud-specific tutorial on event registration software. This functionality was developed by Enfold Systems and rolled out to Ploud libraries in response to library requests. I'm going to start us at the demonstration site. Event registration software is clearly documented, and I'm going to show you how to reach that documentation. First, log in and go to Get Help in your Tools menu. The screen you get may have changed since the last time you were here. You now have the ability to log a help desk ticket or search the knowledge base, a repository of articles about how to operate Ploud, all in the same place. If you enter a subject, in this case, event registration, 4 matching articles are suggested. Click on the link, and the first one you want to go to is Event Registration ReCAPTCHA Configuration. That will set up your site so bots can't register for your events and spam you. This is that article, and we're going to follow the steps in it one by one. Step 1 is to follow a web address to Google, where we're going to collect a site key and a secret key. If you're already logged into Google, such as with a Gmail account, you'll be taken to this page. If you don't have a Google account, you'll need to get one in order to make this work. Fill out the label, check ReCAPTCHA version 2, and then in Domains, enter your website address. You don't need to include the http:// and you don't need to put in www. If you can't remember all that, don't worry, it's in the instructions. Finally, accept the terms of service and click Register. At this point, you should see a site key and a secret key field. You may need to select the red Keys drop-down arrow to show these codes. Either copy these values and paste them somewhere you can get to them easily for the next steps, or keep this tab open in your browser. You'll need these 2 keys. Go back to your site and navigate to Site Configurations in your Tools menu, which we will follow to Configure ReCAPTCHA. Note, you must be a site administrator to be able to see the Site Configurations item in your personal tools. Scroll down a little on the screen and click on Configure ReCAPTCHA. While in the ReCAPTCHA setting control panel, enter the site key and the secret key you got from the Google ReCAPTCHA that you just set up. Click Save to apply your settings to your site. You will only need to enter your ReCAPTCHA keys once for your website. The ReCAPTCHA field will automatically appear on any event registration form. Continue setting up your event registration by going to the next step, Enabling Event Registration. This is what the next Knowledge Base Help Desk article that you'll be using looks like. It's called Enabling Event Registration, and we'll be following these steps one by one. First, navigate to the particular event you want to manage and click on Registration. On the configuration screen, you first check the box to enable registration, then choose whether to limit the number of attendees. In this example, I chose to limit the number to 1, just as an example. Then I gave this event the ability to have a waitlist. If I scroll down, I can see that I get a text box for registration information if I'd like to use it, and optional fields for my patrons to fill in. By default, they'll need to provide number of attendees and email address. I can also ask for a phone number, first and last name, and provide a comments field. If they provide a name, the confirmation emails and other communication will be personalized, and it will help me know not only who is coming, but allow for a sign-in sheet. There's also a field for an email address for the event manager, as well as a subject line for the email that is sent to people who have registered. Below, I can see and customize my messages. You don't want to change the special fields here, but you can change the words around them. Now I'm going to go back to my event, and I can see that there's a clear Register button under the location and time information. If you want to enhance that, you can add a message about registration in the body of your event. Here's me registering one person. I can choose to register as many people as I'm bringing, assuming there is room at the event. I'm asked for my email address, and if I had set it up to ask for my name, I'd be asked for that information here as well. The I'm Not a Robot button is the functionality you installed with the ReCAPTCHA key and your Google account. This is so bots can't register for your events and spam you. This is the confirmation screen. It states what you've been registered for and tells you that you'll receive a confirmation email as well. And here's that confirmation email. It confirms date and time and allows me to unregister if I need to or go back and visit the event page. Once your event is full, it will read that a visitor can join the waitlist. I went ahead and registered for the waitlist so we could see it in the next example. It was just like registering for the event, but the screen and confirmation email clearly stated that I was on a waiting list. Now, if I go back into the event and click on Registration, then Email Registrants, this is what I get. It tells me how many people are registered, how many people are on the waiting list, and it gives me the ability to email everyone registered, folks on the waiting list, or both groups. If a person is on your wait list and a previously registered person cancels their registration, the next person on the wait list will be registered for the event and be sent an email letting them know. Note, if the next person on the wait list has more attendees, i.e. guests, than there are available seats for the event, they will be skipped and until a waitlisted person and their total guests is equal to the number of available seats for the event. You can also get a list of registrants. Depending on what you've asked them to fill out, this will include name and phone number. You'll be able to email your registrants anytime, but if you want to check off people as they arrive, or if you need a sign-in sheet, event registration allows that. Within the Registration tab, scroll to the bottom of the form and click the Export CSV button. Your browser should begin to download a comma-separated value CSV file. You may have to authorize your machine to safely download the file. Once the file has been downloaded to your machine, you should be able to go into your Downloads folder, or wherever you saved the file, and double-click it to open it in your default spreadsheet program. Here's what the one we just created looks like in Excel. The development of event registration software was a direct response to library requests. Thank you for using Ploud. That concludes this video on event registration software. I hope you've discovered some takeaways that you can apply to your own site. This project was made possible in part by the Institute of Museum and Library Services. Have a great day.